Faith Finders, and welcome to Creative Wednesday. I am Pastor Betsy, and today we're going to have some fun. Yesterday I went for a walk, like you are probably doing a lot of, and something caught my attention out of the corner of my eye because it moved. It was a frog, and I had the chance to watch the frog jump all the way across the road. This little frog that stretches out great big and long when it jumps. And that reminded me of a Bible story. This is a Bible story about Moses and the people who were slaves in Egypt. They had been slaves for hundreds of years, and it looked like there was no chance they would ever get to leave. Do you sometimes feel kind of like you are trapped in your house and with your family, and the best you can do is go for walks or ride your bike or go outside, but otherwise everything is with your family? So we can kind of relate to this story. This story is the 10 plagues of Egypt. And I need your help with this. Whenever I say, and Moses said, we're all together going to say, let my people go. And Pharaoh said, no. Got that? Okay. Well, God said that Moses needed to go talk to Pharaoh, but God would send things that would help to persuade Pharaoh. So the very first plague or bad thing that God sent was turning the river into blood, so they didn't have any water to drink. And Moses said, let my people go. And Pharaoh said no. So then God sent frogs. Not just hundreds or thousands, but millions of frogs, and they jumped on tables, and they jumped on beds, and they jumped on rooftops. They were everywhere. And Moses said, let my people go. And Pharaoh said, no. So God sent little teeny tiny bugs called gnats that swarmed everywhere. And Moses said, let my people go. And Pharaoh said, no. So God sent bigger bugs called flies. And Moses said, you got this now, don't you? Let my people go. And Pharaoh said, no. So next, God made the animals, like the cows, moo, sick. And Moses said, let my people go. And Pharaoh said, no. So then he made the people sick. They got red spots that were bumpy and itchy all over their skin. And Moses said, let my people go. And Pharaoh said, no. So God sent a great big storm with thunder and lightning and rain and hailstones. And Moses said, let my people go. And Pharaoh still said no. Then these cute little grasshoppers were sent in. Well, one or two are cute, but with thousands of them, millions of them, they eat every green and growing thing. So Moses said, let my people go. And Pharaoh still said no. And then God sent darkness, making the darkness fall over the whole earth. And Moses said, let my people go. And Pharaoh said, no. So God came up with another plan. This was called the Passover, or killing of the firstborn of the Egyptians' children. But first God said to his people, paint red blood over your door, and I will pass over your house so your family will be safe. So God sent this plague, and in the morning, Moses said to Pharaoh, let my people go. And this time Pharaoh said yes. So the people were freed from slavery in Egypt, and they went out to cross the Red Sea. But that's a story for another time. I like this story because it's about how God helps us even in really tough times. And you might be feeling like that right now. Well, today I want us to make a frog that catches flies. You know how people have been talking about toilet paper a lot? Well, once you finish a roll of toilet paper, the toilet paper tube in the middle is great for craft projects. So to make this frog, the first thing I did was take red paint and a paintbrush and paint the inside of it. And when it was getting dry, I took a piece of green construction paper and cut it and then wrapped it around and taped it into place. I used a crayon to draw these spots on it and then a stapler to staple the ends of it. I think Google eyes would be really cute on this frog, but I didn't have any, so I used some buttons. You could also make eyes out of black and white paper as well. And then what you do is take a piece of really strong tape. I used electrical tape and a piece of twine and something heavy. In my case, I used a button and tied it on. You could use a coin and tape it on as well. And so you get this frog, and the frog's goal is to eat the flies. And so it goes like this. Okay, you're supposed to be able to catch the flies, and I think I'm going to need to work on it. So have fun making your frogs and catching flies. And please remember to tune in tomorrow for Magic Thursday. You'll also want to like our Facebook page, Faith Finders Fun, and you can post pictures of what you make, and our YouTube channel. Subscribe to it so you don't miss a single episode of Faith Finders Fun. Thanks, everybody.